Welcome back. I'm Pratap here. Today is the 12th February 2024. In this video, let us generate the bullish and bearish trade setups generated by our NeoStock software. A small announcement, please. If this is your first visit to our channel, please understand we are providing complete free training on supply demand zone price action. All the training videos are kept in a playlist, Supply Demand Zone Price Action course. I have provided the link to that playlist in this YouTube video description. So please make use of this opportunity and strengthen your skills related to supply demand zone price action. I have also provided the link to our Telegram channel in this YouTube video description. Please join in the Telegram channel so that each time when we release a new video, we will be updating at our Telegram channel. Now let us get into report generation with the help of supply demand zone top-down analysis strategy builder. First, let us generate bullish trade setup for a monthly income trade. In monthly income trade, LTF zone is daily, so entry time frame is daily, and entry zone is the demand zone. We have to generate from this field bullish or bearish trade setup. This is the parameter we are using, and in daily time frame we are selecting bullish. That means the LTF zone we are selecting. Now let us generate the report. Now all these stocks are supporting bullish trade setup. Because Nifty is near all-time high, many stocks are getting listed. But I will be keep on scrolling this list. I will be giving you only few seconds time. If you want to study any particular stock in this list or in this report, please pause the video, study all the parameters, and then you can continue with the video. So total 96 stocks are filtered. Because it is impossible to study all these 96 stocks, let us try to filter the best stocks. The first filter I am going to apply, as we did in the previous reports, always we are looking for fresh zones. Our entry zone should be fresh. For that we have a parameter called test count. In the test count, you need to set on daily time frame the minimum value and maximum value as 0 and 0. Even to consider fresh zone, you need to set even rejection count also on daily time frame 0 and 0. But I am not doing that because rejection count always helps in identifying those zones having a very strong order flow. That's why that is the only one exception I am taking. So actually it is useful to you if I don't set a rejection count as 0. So now we filter the stocks. Now the list is reduced. Let me scroll down. See, from 98, the list is reduced to 49. So all these 49 stocks are supporting a bullish trade setup with test count as 0. That means fresh zones, especially the demand zones, because our focus is on demand zones. That is our entry zone. Okay, but still 49 is a big number. What is the other best way to filter? So what you can do is the reward. We can expect a minimum reward of 5%. Because 5% in monthly income trade between demand and supply zone is a good reward. So we want those stocks are having a reward, a minimum of 5%. How to set the reward? We have a parameter called D to D range, distal line to distal line range. That is nothing but reward. So let's go back. So in the parameter, this is the one, minimum range percent. So here on daily time frame, we are setting the value as 5. 5 indicates 5% range should be there. That is nothing but reward. So now the list is further reduced. Now all these stocks are having a minimum reward of 5%. But some stocks are having big risk. We may not be getting enough RR. For that, you know how to get the RR. I already explained in lesson 16 how to fine tune the zone in order to get the best reward. In zone confluence, you have land. So that way you will minimize the risk with the help of zone confluence. You will get the good RR, but at the same time your reward is going to be more than 5%. So now 34 stocks are filtered. From 49, the list is reduced to 34. Okay, out of these 34, we want to know the stocks near to the demand zone, because those zones we get immediately trades we get. Probably tomorrow itself for some of these stocks we get the trade if they are very near to the zone. There are higher chances. So that is the reason why we will generate multiple reports. Only close within 1% level. If the list is very small, we will look into 2% level. At least we will make sure from this list we will get at least some around 10 stocks we can filter so that you can study them. So first we will generate very closest to the zone. The prices currently very closest to the demand zone. For that we have a parameter, the last parameter in this space, maximum price percent to reach the zone. So on daily time frame, I am setting the value 1%. That means 1% close to the zone, within 1%, not beyond 1%. Just before 1%, before the zone, if the prices are there, 1% or less than 1%. If they are there before the zone, so there are higher chances we may get an entry tomorrow itself. So let us check any stocks are there. There are no stocks within 1% level. So because there are no 1% level, let us select 2% level. So here I am changing the value 1% to 2%. So 3 stocks are filtered. But all these 3 stocks are all-time high demand zones. But they are all supporting bullish trade setup. Currently see the direction, price direction of all these stocks at daily time frame. Daily time frame, they are all moving towards all-time high. If you want to get an entry, maybe tomorrow one of these stocks should change the direction, come back to the demand zone, we get an entry, and again there should be a push from the demand zone. Why there should be a push? Because the zones are fresh zones. Mostly the pending orders will push the price up. But at the same time, you also should not forget to fine tune the zone up to 5 minutes level. Fine tuning the zone up to 5 minutes level, not for taking the entry point of view, but for checking the quality of the zone. If the zone quality is not good, mostly the zone will be violated. If the zone quality is good, whether you want to take your trade directly at the type 2 entry or type 1 entry at the daily zone, or you want to go and take an entry at 75-minute zone, still the risk is high, you want to take at 15-minute zone, that is up to you. Fine tuning the zone up to 5 minutes, it doesn't mean you have to take entry only at 5 minutes level. Up to 5 minutes level, the quality of the zones are good. There are higher chances of getting success in that zone. That is what you have to understand. Okay, suppose if all these, because currently all these stocks are moving towards all-time high, tomorrow if they did not turn back, do we get an entry? No, that risk is there. That's why what we will do, even 3% level also, if there are how many number of stocks are there, we will check. In the 3%, all these 3 stocks will come, maybe some more new stocks we will get. So for that, what I am doing, the maximum price percent to reach the zone, I am changing from 2% to 3%. Now the list is increased. Now the list is increased to 6. But if you look into the LTF price direction, the signal type indicates LTF price direction. Either they are moving to all-time high or supply zone. If you want to get an entry tomorrow, one of these stocks should change the direction and should give an entry in the demand zone. And then again it should move up. So we will check. But anyway, we want some more stocks. Now I am increasing 4% level. Stocks within 4% to the demand zone. Currently, they closed within 4%. So I am changing 3% to 4%. Let us filter. Now 12 stocks are filtered. So again, all these stocks, the demand zone to all-time high. Yeah, this is the one stock moving towards the demand zone. Canara Bank. Currently, Canara Bank is moving towards the demand zone, but it is within the 4% level. Probably between 3 to 4% before the zone, this stock will be there. Because it is not listed within 3% level. This is the only one stock currently. Price direction is moving towards the demand. It doesn't mean tomorrow also price will fall down. Tomorrow again it may change the direction and move towards the up direction. That possibility is also there. Similarly, those who are moving towards supply zone or all-time high, there is a possibility that they will also change the direction tomorrow and give an entry in our zone. That possibility is also there. That's why we have to keep an eye in all these stocks. The last report we generate within 5% level. Why we are limiting to 5%? Because the minimum reward we are expecting is 5%. So that's why we don't want to stocks beyond that. So total 15 stocks are filtered from in this list. Out of 15, 2 are indices. Nifty oil and gas and Nifty next 50. So that means you have only 13 stocks. But remember, though, if anybody wants to buy indices, still you can buy. Because you have, I don't know how many of our ETF, exchange traded fund. We have ETFs are there, Bs, Nifty Bs, Nifty Bank B, or Nifty Oil and Gas Sector B, Nifty Next 50B, something like that will be there. Or maybe some other fund, exchange traded funds will be there. You can buy them as if you are buying the stocks. Okay, this is about bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. Now, for monthly income trade, let us generate bearish trade setup. So, monthly time frame is, entry time frame is daily, and entry zone should be supply zone. And bullish or bearish trade setup on daily time frame, you have to select bearish. Now, let us generate. No stocks are there in the that are supporting bearish trade setup. So now we have to move on to weekly income trade. There we need to check again bullish and bearish trade setup. So in weekly income trade, LTF zone is 75 minutes. And the entry zone is demand zone. Because weekly income trade, bullish trade setup we are generating. And in bullish or bearish trade setup parameter, now we are selecting 75 minutes. There I am selecting bullish. Now let us generate the list. We got a very big list. I keep on scrolling by giving you a few seconds time in between. Don't forget to pause the video if you want to study any particular stock from this list. So total 74 stocks are filtered which are supporting bullish trade setup for a weekly income trade. So now we will reduce by setting the filters like we did for month for monthly income trade bullish trade setup. Similar way we will follow, but some values we change slightly. The first one is fresh zones. So test count should be set 0 on 75 minutes. So 75 minutes, minimum 0, maximum 0. That means 0 test count should be there. See, now the list is reduced. Let me scroll down. Now 29. List is reduced to 29. Next parameter, reward. But reward we will set only 3% because it is a weekly income trade. At least we expect a minimum of 3%. Minimum. Maximum you may get even better. A minimum 3%. So for the D2D range, that is minimum range, 75 minutes, I am setting the value 3. Now the list is reduced. 16. It is easy for you to study this 16. But still, if you want to know which stocks are very close to the zone, let us filter for your, so that immediately for those stocks you will give priority. So maximum price percent to reach the zone in 75 minutes, I am setting 1%. Are there any stocks very close to 1% level? No stocks. Now let me set 2% level, changing 1 to 2% at 75 minutes. Only one stock is there. And now the maximum value 3% because reward is 3%. So in 3% level, any stocks are there, we will check. So I'm changing 2% to 3%. So out of those 16 stocks, 5 stocks are near within 3% level to the 75 minutes demand zone. But any stocks moving towards demand zone? Yes, Concur is moving towards demand zone, high liquidity zone. Godrej properties, Godrej consumer properties moving towards the demand zone. And Indian hotel also moving towards the demand zone. And remaining 2 stocks moving towards all-time high, Coforge and Sun Pharma. But anyway, if you get any opportunity in any one of these stocks, you can pick it, you can immediately pick it up. Some stocks are not having zone achievement, you should be careful with them. If the zone achievement is there, not there, we don't know how strong the pending orders. It could be strong, but the clarity we won't be having. Maybe one way, by fine tuning, at least by fine tuning the zone up to 5 minutes, you get some fair idea. If zone achievement is not there, the technique will be helpful to you. But still, that doesn't mean how strong the pending orders inside the zone, even though pending orders are there. Okay, now let us generate bearish trade setup for a weekly income trade. So entry time frame I am setting to 75 minutes. Entry zone I am setting to supply zone. Previously, did I set demand zone for weekly income trade? Okay, fine. And high liquidity, bullish or bearish trade setup, 75 minutes, I am selecting bearish. Let us check any bearish trade setup stocks. These 8 stocks are there. So let us, because there are some POS zones also there, what we do, let me set test count to 0 at 75 minutes. Basically, you want fresh zones. Now list is reduced to 5. In this, select only the stocks having a minimum 3% reward. Because only 5 stocks are there. See, some stocks are not having any proper reward. Dixon, there is no reward at all. The reason is both these zones are overlapped. Demand and supply zone are overlapped with each other. You get reward as 0%. That means there is no reward at all. So that's why based on that you can filter from this list. I'm not adding any further filters. So this is about bullish and bearish trade setup for monthly income trade and a weekly income trade. Hope this information is useful to you for your further study and analysis. Let us all meet again in our next video. Thank you.